The first thing we're talking about. What should be the first thing we talk about? I'm going to look at their reactions. They can't see each other, but I can see all of them. Should we talk about Liverpool's performance, Chelsea's performance, or the penalties to begin with? Penalties first. Liverpool's performance. Liverpool's performance is coming first. Then we're talking about Chelsea. No, then we'll do penalties. Then we'll get on to Chelsea. That's the best order. We don't have any Spurs fans that have turned up yet. We will be speaking about that game later on the show. But let's bring the panel out now. We've got man like Don, got Winter Surfer, we've got Ram, we've got Matt, we've got G, we've got Rat, we've got Sam, we've got Ches. It's an elite panel tonight. Welcome back to the show, boys. Congratulations to Liverpool. A top performance from you tonight. And I want to go to G first of all. What a response to the Klopp news. An absolute demolition job, really, of Chelsea. Talk to me, bro.
Pure domination, man. Pure and utter domination. I think Chelsea, maybe in the 90 minutes had about, probably count up to about 12 minutes of a spell, so to speak, in that whole 90 minutes. I'd have to obviously speak with the Chelsea guys to kind of find out what their play was, tactic-wise, what they were trying to do. I think they should have known coming to Anfield in terms of the pressure that we would put them under. At times, I just felt that they were thinking that they could kind of come here and play their football, which doesn't usually work out for 99% of teams that come to Anfield. And I just felt like Chelsea were just there for the taking. But obviously, once we get into like the penalty stuff and, you know, we can talk about flow of games and how things may have turned out, if this happened, if that happened, all if buts, ands, or maybes, just in general of the game itself. It was just pure domination from minute one. Liverpool lose the ball, we're rushing to get that ball back, you know, straight away. In defense for Chelsea, it just looked like, without being disrespectful, it was just kind of just bozo defending at times from that Chelsea back line, if I'm being honest. And they're not bad players either, by the way. They're actually decent players. So to see that this evening, when you come up against Liverpool, listen, we don't have clinical strikers at all in this team, but guess what? We will have chances, and you cannot give Liverpool as many chances as you did in that first half alone. To walk away, and it was only, 2-0 at halftime, could have been a lot more. Do you know what I mean? So, listen, it was a fantastic performance from Liverpool from minute 1 to 90. And yeah, we moved to the next game against Arsenal. Bigger, better things to come.
Certainly do. Ram, it was an emphatic display, really, without your best attacker as well in terms of Mohamed Salah. But Connor Bradley stepped up tonight in a right-back role. A youngster, you know, barely played any games. Great, best player on the pitch tonight. 2 assists and a goal as well. But he sort of epitomized what Liverpool were about tonight.
Yeah, from the get-go, he really epitomized what we're about. Intensity from minute 1 until he came off the pitch. He really did set the tone of what we were trying to do, win that ball back, as G said, as quickly as possible and getting things moving as quickly as possible. Like, his intensity, his quality, his determination throughout the entire game was there to see. And he was really geeing up the crowd. He was one of the main players that were actually geeing up the crowd and giving them something to shout about and putting the pressure on the Chelsea players. And let's be honest, the Chelsea players folded. They didn't handle it. They could not handle what he was giving out. Sterling, non-existent, but we'll get on to Chelsea later. But Connor Bradley, the overall quality that this guy has, his passing, his crossing ability, his finish, which certain man needs to take notes from his finishing in this football team. But all in all, Connor Bradley, what a talent. And yet, like he said earlier, you talk about headaches in your team, just picking between either Trent or Connor Bradley is a good headache to have. And he's only 20 years old. He's only 20 years old, so he can get better and better and better. I'm looking forward to his growth as a player, and I think he's going to be a real top player.
Is he actually a fullback, right? Is that his natural position?
He's a wing back. He played as a wing back when he was younger. Like he started playing for the Northern Ireland national team when he was still in the academy. So he must be some decent player.
He's a player, man. He's a player.
He certainly looks it. Rack, what was it tonight about Liverpool that just gave Chelsea almost no chance in general play? Why were you so much better than them tonight, in your opinion?
It was the intensity, and it's a bit of a cliche, but it comes from the hunger. Like, I'm pretty sure Liverpool players know what it means to play against Chelsea, because ever since Roman stepped into Chelsea, since 2004 onwards, there's been an intense rivalry, a bitterness. I would almost say hatred. Obviously, the Chelsea fans on here are all my friends. My business partners are Chelsea fans, so it's not necessarily hatred, the personal hatred, but we hate Chelsea. Chelsea hate Liverpool. That's how it is, and there's nothing better. There's nothing worse than losing to a team that you hate, and there's nothing better than beating them. And we were hungry today. We wanted that win. We came out from minute one. We pressed them back, and they create. There was the odd chance here and there, but overall for the whole 90 minutes, we were the better team. We created the better chances, and the hunger was there. And that sometimes this season, especially the early part of the season, that we got away with some games. Like we didn't. There wasn't intensity. Wasn't there? I think maybe some hangover from last season, perhaps. But the last 10 games or so, 7 to 10 games, that hunger's really been there. And for me, I know I'm not going to knock Bradley. Bradley was brilliant, but the player more than anyone who's epitomised that for me is Konate. Like the strides he's made, he's just so dominant in the air, good on the ball. He can drive with the ball sometimes. He's starting to use that decent long range pass. He's been exceptional, and he's another reason why we've looked so solid defensively in the last few games.
Yeah, I mean he's come on absolute sort of leaps and bounds. He really has Konate. There's no doubt about that. Roms is here with us as well. An emphatic display. Bradley shining as an example. Multiple players absolutely killing it out there tonight. It looks like you're fast becoming the favourites to win this league title again. When you look at all things being equal, 5 points clear at the top, scintillating performances, 1 defeat all season. This Liverpool team is looking absolutely in tip-top shape.
Terry, we're definitely there. We'll be there till the end. Favourites for me still is a bit premature. I need to see where we are at after that City game. But we're firing on all cylinders, man. Like you said, Bradley's coming to the team, been scintillating. I thought in pre-season, him and McConnell were the two that I kind of thought might not make the grade. I thought Ben Doak and Bobby Clark were the two that have a future, but he's proved me wrong, and I'm here to be proven wrong. And I also want to shout out to Bozadai as well, because he's come under a lot of scrutiny from a lot of other fans, and he's come in. I think he had a good game, and he had the output to match that as well. He was everywhere. We know as Liverpool fans what he gives us defensively, but I feel like attacking-wise is where he has come under a bit of criticism. But I want to shout him out. Nunes, man. You know what you get with him. He's very effective, but we could have put this game to bed earlier. Rack's laughing because he knows it's true. We could have put this game to bed earlier, but the havoc he causes, and I know people are going to call it chaos, but for me, when Salah comes back, he still keeps his place in the team. For me, Diaz has to drop, because that front three of him, Jota and Salah, I think could potentially fire us to something special this season. But I was proud of us. I was proud of us today, honestly, and it should have been much more.